All right, guys, so we got through our quiz 5-1. We did 5-3. Now we're moving on to 5-4, and this is going to be graphing using both intercepts. So we're going to be talking about X and Y intercepts today. We're going to be basing these out of a different form. We've kind of talked about this before. It's called standard form. Standard form of an equation is this. Some number A times X plus another number B times Y equals a number. So like we saw 2x plus 4y equals 12. That's standard form. The thing is in these, A must be positive. You know, all those problems we've been doing, like on 5-2, we always subtracted our x's over. It's because it started in standard form, so it had to be negative to subtract the positive away. We're going to talk about the X-intercept. The X-intercept are the coordinates of a point where the graph crosses the x-axis. For every x-intercept, the y-coordinate is 0. Now, we can call x-intercepts three different things besides x-intercepts. We can call them roots, we can call them solutions, or we can call them zeros. So any of those will work. I could say find the roots, I could say find the solutions or the zeros, and you need to know I'm talking about the x-intercept. The y-intercept, and we've talked about this quite a bit, is the coordinates. I think I just misspelled coordinates, hold on. Of a point where the graph crosses the y-axis. For every y-intercept, the coordinate of x is 0. So keep that stuff in mind. We've talked a lot about the y-intercept. We haven't really talked about the x-intercept yet, but you need to remember on the x-intercept, y is 0 because it's on the x-axis. If we're talking about the y-intercept, x is 0 because it's on the y-axis. Let's go to the next part. Oops, went too far. 2 points form a line. So if we can find the two intercepts, we'll have 2 points, and we can make that line. I know I've been making y'all plot 4 points, but that's just for practice. If you have 2, any 2 points always form a line. So let's look at number 1 real quick. I'm going to change colors. It says x plus y equals 3, and I want to find the x-intercept, and I want to find the y-intercept. And I'm going to write myself a little note below it so I don't forget. Since it's the x-intercept, I'm going to plug y in as 0. And since this one's the y-intercept, I'm going to plug x in as 0. If we just do that and solve, we'll get the coordinates of our intercepts. So I have x plus, but I'm going to plug in 0 for y, equals 3. Well, x plus 0 is just x, so I actually get that x equals 3. So the coordinate for x is 3, and the coordinate for y is 0. So I come over to my graph, I go over 3 up 0, about right there. Now I do basically the same thing for the y-intercept, except now I plug in 0 for x. So 0 plus y equals 3. Well, 0 plus y is y, so I have y equals 3. So my coordinate for x is 0, and y is 3. So I plot over 0 up 3, and now I can sketch my line. And that's it, okay? So be careful. It's really not that hard, but you have to remember a few facts, so definitely keep your notes close when you're working these problems. Let's do another one. This one's a little more complicated. I've got 3x minus y equals -6. So I'm going to find my x-intercept first. I want to remember this means y equals 0. So I have 3x minus 0 equals -6. Well, 3x minus 0 is just 3x equals -6. I divide both sides by 3, and I got that x equals -2. So I have x is -2, y is 0. So I go over -2, up 0. Now I do the y-intercept. This means x equals 0. So I have 3 times 0 minus y equals -6. 3 times 0 is 0, and 0 minus y is just -y equals -6. Now we don't want negative y, we want positive y, so we divide both sides by -1, and you get y equals 6. So my x is 0, my y is positive 6. Over 0 up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I can sketch my line. All right, let's keep on moving. Slightly more complicated still, but still not very bad. 3x plus 2y equals 6. So let's find the x-intercept first. I'm going to remind myself that that means y equals 0. So I have 3x plus 2 times 0 equals 6. 2 times 0 is 0, so I have 3x equals 6. I divide by 3. I got that x equals 2. So my point is 2, 0. Over 2 up 0. Now let's do our y-intercept. To remind myself, I'm going to say x equals 0. So I have 3 times 0 plus 2y equals 6. That's 0 plus 2y, so 2y equals 6. We divide by 2, and I get y equals 3. So I have the x is 0, the y is 3. So over 0 up 3, and then we can sketch in our line. That's way off, can't do that. All right. So guys, it's not too hard, but I have people every year that plug 0 in for the wrong variable, and then it messes them up. You have to remember, x-intercepts mean y is 0, y-intercepts mean x is 0. Let's look at the last problem. Now, I have seen a star problem that looks very similar to this, so don't think, oh, this is so easy, because then you'll end up missing them. It says use the graph to determine the intercepts. Let's look at the x-intercept. Here's my x-axis. It crosses right here. Now, you should automatically know that y is 0. We just have to find out what x is. To get over to that point I just drew, we have to go -1. So my x-intercept is -1, 0. You should already know here that my x is 0, and it crosses my y-axis right here. Now, this is going to be a little of an estimation, okay? It's not quite on either point. It's in the middle, but I need to go up 1, 2, 3, and about a half. So I'm going to put my y-intercept as 0, 3.5. Guys, that's all there is to it. If you're having problems, you've got to come ask questions. If you need me, I'm always here, and good luck.